Chapter 771. Lord Vice Envoy. Scoundrel, where are you trying to run to? Dragon Commander Yucha led 3 immortal zombies as he flew in the air. They were very fast, as if like lightning. The person they were chasing was none other than Feng Yuan. He disguised himself as an immortal zombie and tried to mix into Northern Plains Zombie Alliance, but at the last moment, he was blocked by the Dalmark door at the discussion hall entrance. Because of this, the secret that he was not a Northern Plains immortal zombie was exposed, and Dragon Commander Yucha, one of the 3 leaders of Dark Flow Giant City, personally went after him. Suddenly, Feng Yuan stopped his movements. He turned around and looked at the pursuers, smiling as he said, "Are you having a hard time chasing me? Why don't you stop? I just have a few questions. If you answer me truthfully, I might spare your lives." What? The immortal zombies flew into a rage. "Scoundrel, you will not be able to escape. You dared to scheme against us. Worm." A brawny male immortal zombie said in a malicious tone, "There might be a trap." A female immortal zombie immediately used her investigative method, scanning the surroundings. Almost at the same time, the female immortal zombie's expression became stupefied. She screamed in shock. 3 Central Continent Goo immortals appeared. Together with Feng Yuan, they surrounded the immortal zombies in a circle. Feng Yuan laughed lightly. He got rid of his disguise and restored his original appearance. His rank 7 Goo immortal aura emanated with no room for doubt. The immortal zombies were all stirring anxiously. Rank 7 Goo immortals. Dragon Commander Yucha's face was grim. He tried to raise the morale. "So what if it is an ambush? We both have 4 people. The numbers are the same. You are a rank 7 Goo immortal, but I am also rank 7. Do not think that immortal zombies have low battle strength. We just refuse to do unnecessary battles normally. You Goo immortals from another region are really daring. You dare to target Northern Plains Zombie Alliance? Humph. That's right. Don't think I'm afraid of you. A battle it will be. You are all challenging our Zombie Alliance. Have you thought of the consequences?" The immortal zombies spoke. They were united as one. Feng Yuan clapped as he smiled. "By now, your letter to request support should have reached Dark Flow Giant City through your blessed land, right?" As he said that, the other 3 immortal zombies' facial expressions changed. Even Dragon Commander Yucha's gaze flickered. Immortal zombies were in an awkward state. If they could avoid battle, they would try to do so. This place was not far away from Dark Flow Giant City. Thus, the moment the Central Continent Goo immortals appeared, the 4 immortal zombies sent the information back. This was not because they were afraid of dying, but rather, why would they not ask for reinforcements if they could? The more people there were, the greater their advantage. Even if they battled intensely, they would suffer fewer losses. And the benefits after the battle would be higher. Those who could become Goo immortals were astute people. Even a battle maniac would not fight brainlessly. If that was really the case, even if they became a Goo immortal, they would not live long. Feng Yuan looked at their expressions and cupped his fist as he praised. "Your esteemed alliance's Dalmark door is truly impressive. I am full of admiration. Even though I have heard rumors about it, I wanted to try it for myself. But the Dalmark door was left behind by a predecessor. Now that I am here, I have the confidence of taking all your lives before your reinforcements arrive. I am sure that you have already noticed, even though this area seems normal, it is a battlefield killer move, isolating us from the outside world. I'm afraid your letter will not reach the Alliance after all." The 4 immortal zombies' expressions changed again. Feng Yuan sighed. His tone became more gentle. He spoke with a sense of sincerity that could move people. "I have a soul-searching method, but I do not have the intention to kill you. If you cooperate with me and speak the truth, I will let you off intact." "Humph. Those are big words. Let's see your methods first." Dragon Commander Yucha interjected during Feng Yuan's words. If he continued speaking, the morale that he had built up might fall apart. Other immortal zombies might give up, but Dragon Commander Yucha had a high status. He had his concerns. If he gave in without even trying to fight, his reputation would be ruined. How would he command his subordinates in the future? How would he remain as one of the 3 leaders of Dark Flow Giant City? Dragon Commander Yucha charged out first. The 3 immortal zombies behind him split up, towards his left, behind him, and to the right, instantly forming a simple diamond formation. Feng Yuan's smile was unchanged. Nevertheless, he retreated in relaxed fashion. His opponents were too weak. He did not have the desire to fight. From his left and right, 2 Central Continent Goo immortals laughed and attacked from either side. An intense battle of 2 against 4 unfolded. The Central Continent Goo immortals were having the upper hand, expanding their advantage as time passed. Even though Dragon Commander Yucha furiously roared all the while and fought back bravely, he could not reverse the situation. But from start to finish, the two battling Central Continent Gu immortals did not lose control over the situation. After 15 minutes, Dragon Commander Yucha's face turned dark. He stopped the fighting. The other three immortal zombies had little battle intent remaining. They showed a faint expression of fear. What questions do you have? As long as they do not infringe on the core benefits of my zombie alliance, ask away. Dragon Commander Yucha said coldly. A wise man submits to circumstances. It is good that you have such an understanding. Feng Jiuji's smile became wider. He asked, I need to know about immortal zombie Sha Huang. Sha Huang. Dragon Commander Yucha was stunned. That immortal zombie who just joined. The female immortal zombie behind him said, Oh. Feng Jiuji's eyes flashed with joy. He asked earnestly, I would like to hear more. At almost the same time, another intense battle was coming to an end. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. Fairy Jiangyu and the others had injuries as they breathed heavily, in a rough state. Humph. It was due to my inferior skills you captured me today. You are free to kill me at your own convenience. But if you want my immortal goo or immortal materials, you can keep dreaming. Trapped in the middle, Qin Baisheng, who failed to escape, was bathed in blood as he maintained his final stance. Fairy Jiangyu smiled bitterly as she shook her head. Lord Vice Envoy, we would not dare to take your life. We have said it already. You are our leader. Humph. Qin Baisheng's face was cold as ice. He was very alert. Nonsense. In order to obtain my immortal goo and immortal materials, you are making up such a terrible lie. Do you think I am a child? Lord Vice Envoy, you are a member of Shadow Sect. The reason why you cannot remember things is because your soul was modified. Fairy Jiangyu explained patiently. Bullshit. Qin Baisheng rebuked angrily. Even if something was done to my soul, it is precisely my own soul. How can I not detect anything wrong? When you make a lie, try to ensure it's convincing. Fairy Jiangyu's smile became even more bitter. The black-robed Gu immortal said, Lord Vice Envoy, think of this from another angle. We are not stupid. Why would we use this lie out of all excuses? The reason why your soul looks like it's unmodified is because we used our sect's supreme methods. Even a rank 9 Gu immortal cannot find any issues with it. But there is a problem, because the person himself cannot detect it due to the perfection of the modification. As time passes, he would become another person entirely. Lord, you had personally designed this plan from the beginning. I had warned you that this was dangerous. After all, Lord Envoy himself was a great example. But Lord was insistent on this. You said that to deceive the enemy, you need to deceive yourself. Inside this soul path immortal goo, your remnant soul is inside. As long as you fuse it into yourself, you will learn about the truth. Fairy Jiangyu said, taking out a soul path immortal goo. Qin Baisheng looked at this immortal goo silently. Fairy Jiangyu continued. Actually, Lord Vice Envoy, you must have noticed. In the battle earlier, we did not use any fatal methods. Even when you injured us heavily, we did not have any intention to kill you. I'll give this immortal goo to you. You can inspect it yourself. The soul path immortal goo flew slowly, landing in front of Qin Baisheng. She really gave it to him. Shuesong Zi, who was at the side, watched in shock. Pei Cheng was expressionless. He healed his injuries as he watched. Qin Baisheng was extremely alert. He used many methods to inspect it. After confirming that the immortal goo had no issues, he placed it in his hands and looked into it mentally. Soon, he realized that there really was a lump of soul inside this immortal goo. Furthermore, this lump of soul vaguely seemed to have a close relationship with him. Qin Baisheng hesitated for a moment. Before chuckling, he squeezed with his fingers and broke the immortal goo. Scoundrels. This method was your trump card, right? Even using all my knowledge and experience, I could not see any flaws, but your attempt to trap me, even with your glib tongues, will end in failure. This. Shuesong Zi shouted reflexively. He felt heartache. This was an immortal goo. He actually destroyed it. Pei Cheng was a little surprised towards Qin Baisheng's action. He couldn't help but feel a sense of admiration. This was absolute self-confidence that could allow this action of his. Even in a desperate situation, Qin Baisheng's confidence towards himself had never wavered. Pei Cheng thought to himself, if it were him, facing such words from his enemies, what would he choose to do? Lord Vice Envoy. You. The black-robed Gu immortal shouted. He became anxious. How will we salvage this now? No worry. Fairy Jiangyu's lips curled up. As expected, Lord Vice Envoy understands yourself best. If this was any other place, when the immortal Gu was destroyed, the soul would dissipate. But thankfully, we spent a lot of effort and moved you here. Where are we now? Qin Bai Shang shouted as he asked. The surrounding fog was thick. As Fairy Jiang Yu waved her sleeves, wind blew as they scattered, revealing a mountain wall. Qin Bai Shang, Pei Cheng, and Shui Songzi realized that they were in a valley now. Luo Pa Valley? Qin Bai Shang took a few glances and his heart jumped. As expected of Lord Vice Envoy. Fairy Jiang Yu waved her sleeves. Countless goo worms flew up from the valley. Using an immense number of white lotus giant silkworm goo as the foundation, they formed a super goo formation. The goo formation activated. The force in it shocked Lang Zi, Pei Cheng, and Shui Songzi. Qin Bai Shang shouted in pain. After a dozen breaths of time, everything ended. Tens of goo worms, including a good number of immortal goo, flew up from the valley, returning to Qin Bai Shang's immortal aperture like birds returning to their nest. Qin Bai Shang regained his full strength. Finally, I am back. Qin Bai Shang looked at his hands. He said in a low voice. His expression was cold. Subordinate pays respects to Lord Vice Envoy. Congratulations to Lord for returning safely. Fairy Jiang Yu and the black-robed Gu Immortal knelt on the ground, while Heiqing and Shui Songzi bowed slightly. Only Lang Zi was still acting rebellious, crossing his arms and watching coldly. Qin Bai Shang recalled everything that happened, snorting coldly. Feng Jiu good. I will remember this. Sooner or later, I will settle the score with you. Jiang Yu, you only found these people? Just them alone will not be able to take down Lang Yu blessed land. I have performed poorly in this task. Fairy Jiang Yu rapidly lowered her head and admitted error. Heiqing and Shui Songzi's expressions changed, but Lang Zi opened his mouth and showed his sharp teeth, growling. Qin Bai Shang, never mind that you were acting so mysteriously. You actually dare to look down on me? Chapter 772, Silence and Sigh. Boom! Amidst an intense explosion, Lang Zi was like a pile of mush as he collapsed in the huge pit. He tried to get up, but it was like there was a huge, formless mountain pressing down on his body. The immense weight prevented him from moving at all. Lang Zi's eyes were blood red. His expression was distorted. He growled unceasingly. Qin Bai Shang's arms were lowered. He looked at the pit expressionlessly, at the struggling Lang Zi. One move, just one move, he completely immobilized Lang Zi. Shui Songzi's eyes were full of shock. Heiqing squinted. He hid the intense shock in his mind as he thought. What immortal killer move is this? Once he used it, Lang Zi was unable to use a single killer move. Lang Zi was completely immobilized, but his body is unharmed. This should be a soul path killer move. As for Fairy Jiang Yu, she showed no sign of surprise. Meanwhile, the mysterious black-robed Gu Immortal's face was covered by his hood. His expression could not be seen. If you have the guts, let me use my killer moves. Sneak attacking me from the start. How strong can you be? I refuse to accept this. Lang Zi almost cracked his teeth. He was sprawled in the pit as he looked at Qin Bai Shang, speaking with much difficulty and anger. Qin Bai Shang snorted in disdain. He looked down at Lang Zi as he smiled slightly. Striking first gives you the advantage. Does a demonic path Gu Immortal like you not know that? It seems that I overestimated you. In a real battle, who would care if you accept it or not? As long as the enemy is defeated, that is true ability. As he said this, Qin Bai Shang paused. His expression turned cold. Right now, you are meat on the chopping block. You are at my mercy. You are to accept this whether you like it or not. I will give you 3 breaths of time. Submit to me, or I will kill you right here. Lang Zi did not hesitate. I submit. Qin Bai Shang laughed. Releasing the restraint, Lang Zi felt the pressure lifting. He laughed fiendishly as he used his immortal killer move, at once. A piercing bright light shone out. The light came as quickly as it faded. Soon after, a huge and menacing wolf appeared. The huge wolf opened its mouth, pouncing on Qin Bai Shang. Qin Bai Shang stood at the edge of the pit. His size was a huge contrast to the huge wolf. Before the huge wolf reached him, a strong burst of wind blew, causing several of the Gu Immortal's robes to flutter in the wind. Lang Zi turned into a huge wolf. He attacked with rage. He had an imposing aura. Shui Songzi and Heiqing retreated, afraid of getting caught up in it. Qin Bai Shang was very close to him. Seeing the huge wolf approaching, he did not move. He showed a cold smile on his face. Evidently, Lang Zi's attack was not out of his expectations. Boom. Another loud bang entered everyone's ears. The huge wolf cried out, falling from the sky. Its 4 paws were on the ground. A huge force was pressing down on the wolf's body that Lang was now, just like earlier, completely immobilized. Again, in his huge wolf eyes, he showed unbelieving shock. He looked at Qin Bai Sheng as he shouted, "This move again? What is this move called?" "It is not a big deal to tell you." Qin Bai Sheng laughed. "This immortal killer move is called soul suppression. It uses the foundation of my soul to suppress your soul. Even though your body is strong, this move directly targets your soul. Without any immortal transformations that can resist soul path techniques, whatever beast you turn into cannot defeat me. Lang, I give you one final chance now. Submit to me, or die." Facing Qin Bai Sheng's immense power, Lang turned silent. He Cheng and Shui Songzi looked at each other. They sensed this series of events was anything but reassuring. Sha Huang. Feng Jioge looked at Dragon Commander Yi Cha and the others who were leaving, his mouth muttering unendingly. "The information we obtained this time has no practical use." Around Feng Jioge, the central continent Gu immortals were mumbling in unhappiness. "No, we obtained a lot of information." Feng Jioge chuckled. "Firstly, this immortal zombie, Sha Huang, was able to enter the Zombie Alliance. It proves that he is a Northern Plains Gu immortal. Even if he is not born here, he definitely ascended into an immortal here. Since he disguised himself, that means that his true identity cannot be known to others. Finally, he has a huge force or some great expert backing him up. This force might be the one which caused the collapse of 88 True Yang building." Lord Jioge makes much sense. Towards Feng Jioge's deduction, the other 3 immortals nodded in agreement. "What should our actions be next?" Feng Jioge thought for a while before saying, "We will meet up with Old Oracle's group and tell the new information to them, allowing them to do further deductions." Snowy Mountain Blessed Land, first peak. What? Soft jade, sand hasn't been fully collected yet. Old Ancestor Shui who looked at the list as he questioned unhappily. The person he was questioning was the owner of the 4th peak of Snowy Mountain, Li Pengwang, Li Pengwang, who had a fierce reputation and rebellious nature, lowered his head, saying politely, "Old Ancestor, please appease your anger. I met with a group of Sky Chief beasts. I had to stop my collection. If I go to White Heaven again, I will definitely succeed. Go ahead and prepare. I am not targeting you. But this is the first round of immortal material collection, and you already had such a problem. How will you prove yourself and remain as the 4th peak's owner? I raised you to this spot personally. With this poor performance, what will the other peak heads think of me?" Old Ancestor Shui who said a few more sentences before waving his sleeves, asking Li Pengwang who was apologizing to leave. Li Pengwang had bad luck. He was attacked by a Sky Chief beast group. He was heavily injured, but he still brought back a portion of the soft jade sand. It was already not easy. After Li Pengwang left, a female immortal walked out from the hall behind, in the entirety of Snowy Mountain Blessed Land. Only this female immortal could speak to Old Ancestor Shui, who with such a tone. Old Ancestor Shui who looked over at the female immortal, his expression became more gentle. "Wife, you do not know the crucial information in this. Thus you think I am overly harsh on the peak heads. I searched Ma Hongyun's soul. I know all of this lad's history. Fortune rivaling Heaven Gu's power is truly fearsome. Do you think Li Pengwang's encounter was coincidental? That is not the case. Not just him, the other peak heads also faced difficulty when collecting the materials. All this is due to Fortune rivaling Heaven affecting us secretly. Any acts that would harm its owner would cause a backlash from Fortune rivaling Heaven, suppressing our luck. There is such a thing?" The female immortal, Lady Wan Shou, asked. "According to the theory of luck, us Gu immortals have extraordinary luck that protects us. But Fortune rivaling Heaven is the emperor of luck. Thus, we are still affected by it. The longer this drags on, the more uncertainties would occur. In the end, not only would the Gu refinement fail, we might even attract a huge disaster." Old Ancestor Shui who explained slowly, the owner of the 2nd peak, Lady Wan Shou understood now. She thought about it before frowning. "If that is the case, wouldn't it be a huge obstacle when I refine Gu?" Lady Wan Shou was one of the 4 most famous refinement path Gu immortals in Northern Plains. According to Old Ancestor Shui who's plan, she was supposed to use Ma Hongyun as the main material and refine Fortune rivaling Heaven Gu at the end. Old ancestor Shuehu nodded. That is why this time, not only do we need to prepare several sets of goo refinement immortal materials, we also need to use other luck path immortal goo to protect our luck. Thankfully, Fang Yuan is the main material. We saved a lot of immortal materials compared to refining fortune rivaling heaven from scratch. Even so, we prepared way too many immortal materials. We are almost going to exceed Snowy Mountain's capability. This refinement is way too important. We almost used up all of our life savings. Lady Wan Shou frowned as she said. Old ancestor Shuehu laughed. Holding her waist, he consoled. Wife, you're afraid that the refinement will fail? Lady Wan Shou nodded, looking at her husband. Even a refinement path great grandmaster could fail, let alone me. Ha ha, just go ahead and refine it. Wife, whether it succeeds or fails, I will accept the result without any hatred or anger. I have already used up all of my potential to reach this level. I have no confidence in my future calamities and tribulations. Fortune rivaling heaven goo is my hope of breaking this situation. Oh, hopefully, it will succeed in time. Old ancestor Shuehu said as he sighed. Fang Yuan, go and carry that box of goods. The caravan steward pointed at a box, shouting loudly. Yes. Fang Yuan replied, climbing onto a black-skinned fat beetle as he moved that wooden box from the very top. This lad actually has strength path cultivation. I totally missed it. Seeing Fang Yuan completing his mission easily, the caravan steward's eyes shined with a cold light. No, I already promised second young master. I cannot fail. Thinking so, the caravan steward raised his whip and lashed at Fang Yuan's back, with a loud cracking sound. Fang Yuan's shirt was torn open. A deep whip scar was imprinted on Fang Yuan's back. The intense pain assaulted his heart. Fang Yuan fell on the ground and shivered as blood quickly oozed out of his wound. In his previous life, in the caravan, because he rejected a certain young master's recruitment, he was heavily suppressed and humiliated. The memories were surfacing again that a sense of rage rose deep within Fang Yuan, but he quickly suppressed it. Why are you wasting time? Move quickly. The caravan steward was simply finding trouble with him. He scolded Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan had rank 3 cultivation level, but he did not use it. After all, with enough power, he would have killing intent. That was the dream realm's trap, luring him to attack so that his rage could be drawn out. After enduring for a day, facing difficulties from the steward, Fang Yuan went into the tent and refined his dream path mortal goo. 5 scenes had passed in this dream realm. I am going to succeed. Fang Yuan looked at the goo worm that was forming, feeling pleased. But during the night, just as he was refining the goo, a group of beasts charged into the caravan's camp. Even with Fang Yuan's defensive methods, he could not defend himself from the assault of the beast group. He ended in failure. Fang Yuan opened his eyes, leaving the dream realm. He was still in Danghun Palace, checking his immortal aperture. He found a message from Fairy Lishan that it explained her current circumstances. Old ancestor Shui, who had ordered all of the peak heads to collect immortal materials. Fairy Lishan had left Snowy Mountain Blessed Land, and it was not safe to leave He Lulan alone. Thus, Fairy Lishan urged Fang Yuan to hurry up, and she also told him about the situation in Northern Plains Zombie Alliance. Someone was investigating Sha Huang's identity. They have investigated to this extent already? In the dim room, Fang Yuan frowned and sighed faintly. Chapter 773, Saving He Lulan. Originally, when Fang Yuan joined the auction, he had expected that there would be many clues left behind. It would give others many important clues to investigate. But the other party's investigation was faster than Fang Yuan's expectations. But compared to his gains, this was an inconsequential cost. Fang Yuan quickly focused his mind, using the Dream Realm Mortal Goo in his mind to enter the Dream Realm again. Ever since he refined the first Dream Realm Mortal Goo, because he had an advantage of using Dream Path Goo, his Dream Realm exploration became easier, and his efficiency became higher. Dream realms were deep, traps were everywhere. Because of Fang Yuan's experience from his previous life, he avoided most of the dangers. In his first 10 Dream Realm trips, he could refine 3 Dream Realm Mortal Goo. But as the number of Dream Path Mortal Goo increased, his success rate rose from 30% to 50%. 50% success rate was one of the highest in the present-day 5 regions. Because Dream Realms had just started manifesting, Although most of the forces had some gains, they were starting from scratch, exploring step by step. Like this, he refined Gu endlessly without any rest, half a month later into a mortal blessed land. Fang Yuan finally succeeded in refining enough Dream Path Mortal Gu. Using these Dream Path Mortal Gu, he used Unravel Mystery Immortal Gu as the core, managing to form an immortal killer move, Unravel Dream. With this trump card, Fang Yuan immediately informed Fairy Li Shan. Fairy Li Shan was out for the moment, collecting immortal materials for old ancestor Shuihu. When she heard Fang Yuan's news, she stopped her work, disregarding old ancestor Shuihu's chastisement, and returned to the third peak. After seeing Fang Yuan, Fairy Li Shan did not continue to hide that secret. She told him about it. Before Su Xian'er died, she had left behind a familial emotion with her daughter, Pei Lu Lan. Precisely because of this familial emotion, Pei Lu Lan could use Su Xian'er's green grape immortal essence. This allowed Pei Lu Lan to use immortal Gu in Imperial Court Blessed Land when she was immortal. When Fang Yuan heard this secret, he was not surprised. In truth, he had made many guesses towards the cause of Pei Lu Lan's ability to use immortal Gu as immortal. Right now, his guess was confirmed. It was not out of Fang Yuan's expectations. Even so, Fang Yuan still frowned. This is bad. One should not be influenced by their emotions in a dream realm, otherwise they will sink deeper into it. With this familial emotions influence, my immortal killer move's power will be greatly reduced. What do we do? Fairy Li Shan's expression changed. Her worry was oozing on her face. She was not worried about Fang Yuan lying to her. Because of the Snowy Mountain Alliance, both sides could not lie to each other. Fang Yuan did not lie. The killer move Unravel Dream had limited power. Right now, with her being deeper in Dream Realm, Unravel Dream killer move's power became more limited. Fang Yuan's expression was grim. Right now, we can only give it a try. Sigh, I had 70 to 80% confidence earlier, but now I only have 20 to 30%. All in all, this was too short of a time period. I have limited Dream Path Mortal Gu. 20 to 30%. What if you fail? Fairy Li Shan immediately asked. If I fail, my soul will take major damage. But Pei Lu Lan is the owner of the dream. She will still be deep in her dream without any damage. But there is a benefit. Once I use Unravel Dream, the dream realm will weaken. Towards Pei Lu Lan, this is a good thing without a drawback. Fang Yuan spoke the truth. That's good. Fairy Li Shan let out a breath of cloudy air, relieved. But suddenly, she realized her words were inappropriate. She turned to look at Fang Yuan apologetically, lost for words. Fang Yuan waved his hand, stopping Fairy Li Shan from speaking. Say no more. Fairy, I am not a petty person. The situation is urgent now. Our identities are being searched. To prevent any issues from arising further, saving Pei Lu Lan is a top priority. Even if I fail, once I weaken the dream realm, it will help for the next time I enter it. All right, enough talk. Will you guard my surroundings? That is only natural. Fairy Li Shan thanked him courteously. Next, Fang Yuan sat beside Pei Lu Lan, who was lying in her bed, activating the Dream Path Mortal Gu in his mind. These Mortal Gu were in his mind, arranging themselves into a mystical Gu formation. As they activated one by one, the Gu formation started. At the last step, Fang Yuan used his green grape immortal essence and activated Unravel Mystery Immortal Gu. Unravel Mystery Immortal Gu gave off a bright light in his immortal aperture. The light rushed up into his brain. After being converted by the Dream Path Gu formation, it turned into a green-purple light. Fang Yuan opened his blood-red eyes as a green-purple light flickered in his pupils. Immortal killer move, Unravel Dream. A loud sound rang out in Fang Yuan's mind. The scenery in front of him changed drastically. Fang Yuan was still sitting on the ground, but he was not in Fairy Li Shan's secret room, but in a hall instead. I am inside Pei Lu Lan's dream realm. Fang Yuan's body shook slightly. He had an understanding deep within himself. He diverted his gaze and looked around. A banquet was being held in the hall. The higher-ups of Su tribe were hosting a young Gu master enthusiastically. Su tribe leader raised his cup, laughing loudly. Young master He Qing, a toast to you. He Qing was sitting at the front of the left row. He raised his cup with both hands. Thank you, Su tribe leader. Saying this, he raised his head and gulped the drink in one mouthful. The rank 3 elders around him were cheering at He Qing for having such a candid attitude. He Qing cupped his fists. His tone carried the aura of pride that a young genius was meant to have. Fang Yuan saw this and had a thought in his mind. Looking at himself, he was an elder of Su tribe in this dream realm. His aperture was full of wood path mortal Gu. There was quite a number. Fang Yuan just need one look to know that he was a rank 3 Woodpath Healing Goo Master. Fang Yuan frowned. Woodpath was not his specialty, even more so a Healing Goo Master. He sighed mentally, consoling himself. This is not my own dream realm. As an outsider, having rank 3 cultivation level is already quite good. But I wonder where He Lulan is. Just as he was thinking that, a female came out of the back of the hall, wearing an attendant's attire. She resembled He Lulan and had an incredibly beautiful appearance. But she was less dominating and more gentle. Her aura was quite different from He Lulan. It is Su Xian'er. Fang Yuan thought. Recognizing this woman, Su tribe leader's cup was empty. Su Xian'er carried the wine and was about to pour it. But Su tribe leader chided her instead. You must be blind. Go pour wine for our Su tribe's esteemed guest. Su Xian'er replied meekly, walking over to He Cheng's table. He Cheng's gaze was shining. He looked at Su Xian'er's face. Only until she finished pouring the wine did he jolt to awareness. Looking at Su Xian'er's retreating back, he stood up and asked, "May I know your name, miss?" Su Xian'er turned around, bowing as he lowered her head, replying softly, "My name is Su Xian'er." Su Xian'er. Xian'er, He Cheng muttered. He only sat down after Su Xian'er entered the hall and left his vision. Ha ha ha. Su tribe leader saw all of this. He laughed. Xian'er is a girl I brought back from the battlefield many years ago. My wife had been raising her all these years, watching her grow up. Even though she has the status of an attendant, we treat her like our own daughter. Is that so? He Cheng muttered. He continued feasting, but the food felt flavorless. After the banquet ended, He Cheng was given a high-class guest room to stay in. Su tribe leader gathered the elders, discussing about the plan to kill He Cheng in the secret room. Tribe leader, are we really striking? They are He tribe, a superforce that has Goo immortals. An elder was worried. Su tribe leader's expression turned sharp. So what if they are He tribe? Once this deal is done, our entire tribe will move to Snowy Mountain blessed land to live. By then, there will not be the Imperial Court contest or the 10-year blizzard. He tribe is a superforce, but Snowy Mountain blessed land is the headquarters of the demonic path. The elders were all fantasizing from these words. Su tribe leader looked around and saw everyone's hesitant expressions. He said harshly, "At this final moment, why are you hesitating? Even if we do nothing, or even snitch to He tribe, what can we do? If we offend Snowy Mountain, they will not let us off. Do not forget that our entire Su tribe's lives were saved by that fairy. If that fairy could save us so easily, she could also slaughter us all without difficulty." Being shocked by these words, the secret room became chilly. The elders saw this fact and finally faced reality. Tribe leader is right. We had already made that He Cheng lad drunk. I will strike now and take his head. The battle hall elder shouted. It will not be easy to kill He Cheng. Don't think that he is alone. There are hidden experts in the background protecting him. He tribe is a superforce. While He Cheng has great talent, he will have no less than 5 people guarding him. Su tribe leader spoke about the information he had. Fang Yuan was among them. He understood what to say when he heard this. Then we will execute the orders of Lord Tribe Leader. Yes, Lord Tribe Leader, go ahead and give the orders. The elders were enthusiastic. All right. The tribe leader was overjoyed, giving out orders straight away. He had obviously thought this over. He almost said them out of reflex immediately. Because Fang Yuan was the medicine hall elder and was a healing Goo master, he had weak offense and defense. He was ordered to deal with the strongest enemies by supporting 2 other Goo masters. The moment he left the secret room, the dream realm changed again, entering the second scene. The night had a bright moon and strong howling winds. A rank 3 He tribe Goo master stood arrogantly, looking at the surrounding people with much anger. Your Su tribe is really daring. You dare to attack young master He Cheng of our tribe. Don't waste time speaking with him. Kill him first, then go and help the others. The 2 Su tribe elders were acting as offense and defense respectively, charging towards the He tribe Goo master. Only Fang Yuan was left behind to back them up. I have not discovered He Lulan yet. It seems she is not here. Judging by this scene, I can only enter the 3rd scene after killing the Goo master here. Fang Yuan thought about it as he activated his Woodpath Goo worms, healing the Goo masters on his side. Initially, the He tribe Goo master was strong and had the upper hand. But after an intense battle, because of Fang Yuan's healing, the 2 sides mutually sustained injuries and entered a deadlock. Suddenly, the He tribe Goo master shouted angrily, charging out while injured and attacking Fang Yuan. Oh no, stop him. Medicine hall elder, dodge. The two Sioux tribe Gu masters were shocked and furious. They lost their bearings. Chapter 774. Unraveled Dream Succeeds. Dream realms were dangerous. In dream realms, every time one got injured, their soul would suffer great damage. If their soul injuries were severe, they would feel sluggish. They would feel irritation within themselves. Their emotions would be drawn out more easily, thus sinking deeper into the dream and be unable to free themselves. Seeing that the He tribe Gu master was attacking, Sioux tribe's two Gu masters' hearts sank. The He tribe Gu master had strong fighting strength. Even with them joining forces, they could only fight with him evenly. As the medicine hall elder, Fang Yuan's strength was not high. The two Sioux tribe Gu masters could only hope that Fang Yuan could last long enough until they could reinforce him. But the He tribe Gu master had been plotting this for a while. Even if he had to risk an injury, he wanted to kill the healing Gu master. He certainly had a strong offensive method left. Quickly dodge it. Persevere for a few breaths. We are coming. The He tribe Gu master quickly shortened the distance between him and Fang Yuan. But Fang Yuan remained unmoved, causing the two Sioux tribe Gu masters to feel anxious. Fang Yuan was not scared at all. He laughed coldly. He dared to enter He Lulan's dream realm not because he was rash, but because he had prepared his trump card. This trump card was the immortal killer move. Unravel Dream. Unravel. Fang Yuan stretched out his right hand, his palm facing the He tribe Gu master at the same time. His eyes flashed with a green-purple light. He tribe Gu master's eyes shined with intense despair. Amidst his anger and shock, his body faded and his speed became slower. When he was a few steps away from Fang Yuan, he vanished into thin air. What method is this? The two Sioux tribe Gu masters behind him were staring with shocked expressions. A killer move that I thought of. It is nothing important. Fang Yuan lowered his right arm, making a random excuse. Nothing important. One of the two Gu masters stared with wide-opened eyes. Fang Yuan seemed like a desolate beast in his eyes. Killing him in one move. Had we known this, why would we fight to the death? Another Gu master sighed. He had a complex tone. It was a joyful yet begrudged tone. All right, let's move quickly. Go and reinforce the others. The most important matter now is to kill He Cheng. Fang Yuan reminded Su tribe's two Gu masters nodded. Now was not the time to talk about Fang Yuan's killer move. The three quickly moved and went to the deeper parts of the grassland. Fang Yuan followed the two Gu masters of Sioux tribe, sprinting as the scene changed again. The night was dark. The sky had no moon. Only several stars were shining. Fang Yuan and Sioux tribe leader, all four people, charged towards the direction of He Cheng. I see him. After flipping over that mountain, we can reach He Cheng. In their rush, an elder used his investigative Gu worm as he spoke. I said long ago, he was hit by my tracking Gu. No matter where he does, he will not be able to run away. Battle Hall elder said proudly. Academy elder died in battle. We must take revenge for her. Since it is a battle, there will be wins, losses, life and death. Academy elder sacrificed herself for us. She will definitely be praised. On the other hand, Su Xianair betrayed our tribe, helping that He Cheng lad escape. This is an unforgivable crime. Saying this, Sioux tribe leader's expression was dark. Even though Su Xianair is my goddaughter, in the name of justice, I cannot be selfish. When we capture her, we will punish her according to the tribe rules. Hearing this, the other elders let out a sigh of relief. They said, Tribe leader is wise. Wise? Hee hee hee. A cold laugh came from the mound behind everyone. Who is it? Everyone stopped in their tracks. The figure slowly appeared on the mound. Su tribe leader, and the others' hearts sank. It was an enemy. With just this hiding ability, it was incredible. If they did not show up intentionally, with just their investigative methods, they would not discover them. The question was, did they use a Gu worm or a killer move? To think that there was still an expert like you protecting He Cheng. Sioux tribe leader tried to stall for time, as several elders moved out, ascending up the mound in an encircling formation. The mysterious Gu master looked around, but did not move, remaining at the same spot. Suddenly, the battle on the mound erupted. Two other mysterious Gu masters ambushed Sioux tribe's Gu masters, striking ruthlessly and viciously. In one move, they heavily injured one, while lightly injuring the other. The Sioux tribe Gu master who was heavily injured retreated quickly, while the lightly injured one was still fighting partway up the mound. There was a helper. Sioux tribe leader's heart jumped when he saw this. Having a bad feeling in his heart, the three Gu masters who suddenly appeared were experts. They had above-average battle strength. They probably made many arrangements when they ambushed at this location. It would be difficult to break through their obstruction and catch up to He Chung. He Lulan. Fang Yuan, as the healing Gu master, was behind Sioux tribe leader. His eyes shined when he saw the Gu master partway up the mound. The appearance of He Lulan's body was the one she had when she was He tribe leader. She had broad shoulders and a thick waist. She was rough and fierce at this moment. She was fighting with the lightly injured Sioux tribe leader. They were engaged in fierce battle. Her great battle strength was beating the opponent back. She was not like Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan was an outsider in this dream realm. There was no identity allocated to him in the dream originally. Thus, when he entered the dream, he needed to take the place of another character. But He Lulan was the owner of the dream. As the dream owner, she was part of the dream realm's creation. As for her appearance, this was how He Lulan saw herself in the depths of her heart. He Lulan, it's me, Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan did not hesitate. He shouted and went past Sioux tribe leader, running towards He Lulan. Medicine Hall Elder. Sioux tribe leader shouted in shock. Fang Yuan did not care about him. He rapidly ascended the mound. Scoundrel, so you are an imposter. No wonder you had such a strong killer move. A Sioux tribe Gu master who was in the second scene with Fang Yuan exposed his identity. Fang Yuan. He Lulan heard this name and her expression was dazed, but ruthless light shined in her eyes soon afterwards. All of you, scram. Saying this, she waved her hand and shot a dark vortex killer move at Fang Yuan at the same time. The other two mysterious Gu masters also charged at Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan snorted coldly, saying, "Unravel dream." Green-purple light shined in his body. Be it the dark vortex or the two Gu masters, they vanished into thin air within a few breaths of time. What killer move is this? Seeing this, all of the remaining Gu masters stared with wide-opened eyes. He Lulan's gaze shined. She was very wary of Fang Yuan. She suddenly retreated, leaving this small mound. He Lulan. Fang Yuan shouted helplessly, chasing after her. He Lulan was the dream owner. Since she was dreaming now, unravel dream could not affect her. Chase. We must kill He Chung. Sioux tribe leader and the others gritted their teeth. They had no other way now. They had to follow. He Chung seemed to be injured. He was moving slowly not far away. Beside him, Su Xian Air was holding on to him, limping forward at a slow speed. Fang Yuan saw this, and his heart jumped. This seemed like a trap. He Lulan quickly met up with He Chung and Su Xian Air. Strong warrior, please leave with young master. I will hold them off. Su Xian Air did not recognize He Lulan. She shouted anxiously. You are a mere mortal woman. You have no Gu master cultivation. How can you block these Gu masters? Now that you have betrayed your tribe, you are dead meat. He Lulan had a complex expression when she looked at Su Xian Air. It is too late, strong warrior. Quickly leave. As Fang Yuan got closer, Su Xian Air shouted as she turned back. He Lulan sighed. She stretched out her palm and slammed at He Cheng's head. With a loud smash, He Cheng's head broke apart like a watermelon. The brain matter flew everywhere. Seeing this, everyone was shocked. He Lulan raised her head, shouting, He Chung, I finally killed you with my own hands. Nobody can stop me from taking your life. Ha ha ha. Oh no. Hearing He Lulan's shout, Fang Yuan's heart sank at once. The dream realm scene changed in the hall. Among the toasting of wine cups, Sioux tribe leader and He Chung were drinking together. It was a lively atmosphere. Su tribe leader raised his cup, laughing loudly. Young master He Chung, a toast to you. He Chung was sitting at the front of the left row. He raised his cup with both hands. Thank you, Sioux tribe leader. This is a recurring dream. The three scenes are looping nonstop. Fang Yuan looked around and inspected himself again. He found that he was no longer that medicine hall elder. He was a rank 2 metal path Gu master guard. He was standing at the door of the hall, guarding the door. As expected, from rank 3 to rank 2 peak stage, my strength fell. Fang Yuan's was bitter inside. This is bad. Hey Lu Lan has sunk into the dream. She had no reaction even after hearing my name. The more dream realm cycles that occur, the deeper we will sink into the dream. This dream had already pulled out Hey Lu Lan's killing intent and hatred towards her father. The more Hey Lu Lan wants to take revenge, the deeper she will sink into the dream realm. How can I wake her up? For a while, even Fang Yuan had no idea. 7 days and 7 nights later, in snowy mountain-blessed land time, Hey Lu Lan, who was lying on the bed, opened her eyes with a shift in her aura. Her lost gaze became clearer. Looking at the 8-armed immortal beside her bed, she understood in her heart. So it was a dream realm. I was saved by Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan opened his eyes forcefully. His aura was weak and his soul had suffered a huge blow. His mind was extremely drained. After dozens of rounds in Hey Lu Lan's dream realm, using the killer move Unravel Dream, he accumulated experience and failed repeatedly. After many attempts, Fang Yuan killed He Cheng before Hey Lu Lan could, ruining her goal. But the dream realm did not dissipate. Hey Lu Lan's hatred was not resolved. The dream realm changed again. Only until the 17th change, Fang Yuan roused Hey Lu Lan's consciousness, and she realized she was dreaming. When Hey Lu Lan understood this, Fang Yuan gained the initiative. After 8 more rounds, the two finally overcame the difficulties, breaking the dream realm and escaping. I am going back now. As for the compensation, Fairy Li Shan will explain it to you. Fang Yuan's soul was heavily injured. He did not dare to stay for long. Even when he used fixed immortal travel, it was with much difficulty. Compensation? Hey Lu Lan was about to thank him, but when she heard these words, an ominous feeling rose in her heart. Chapter 775, Dream Path Pioneer. Western Desert. GUH. Gu Immortal Tang Miao's body shook. She opened her eyes and spat out a mouthful of blood. Another failure. Tang Miao's expression was pale as paper. Compared to the injuries on her body, she felt even more despair towards the failure in exploring the dream realm. Tang Miao's soul was heavily injured. Her head was spinning as her body felt heavy. She sighed in her heart. Brother, I was useless and could not save you. Even after exploring the dream realm deeply, I could not find you. She shut her eyes. Bitter tears flowed down her cheeks, forming 2 streams of tears that a moment later, the anxious Tang Clan Gu immortals rushed over, coming to the secret room and standing in front of Tang Miao. Tang Clan's first supreme elder, Tang Yang, frowned. He looked at Tang Miao, who was sitting on the bed, as he said heavily, I did not think that after spending so much effort to borrow the rank 7 emotion Gu from Shao tribe, the dream realm exploration still suffered a heavy loss. Sigh, dream realms in themselves are mystical and strange. Moreover, this is thieving heaven demon venerables' dream realm. Gu Immortal Tang Lan sighed. The prophecy of 3 venerables had spread throughout the world. The information regarding Great Dream Immortal Venerable was known to not just Central Continent, but the super forces of the other 4 regions as well. Most of them were exploring dream realms, accumulating experience, and developing new Gu worms. They a super force of Western Desert. Tang Clan had accidentally discovered thieving heaven demon venerable's dream realm many years ago. This discovery triggered the enthusiasm of Tang Clan in researching Dream Path in order to explore this dream realm. Tang Clan's #1 genius Gu Immortal, Tang Fongming, had taken this important mission from the clan, but he suffered a great loss and was still lost in the dream realm now. His sister, Tang Miao, in order to save her brother, had tried many times but failed repeatedly. This loss was even more severe in order to explore the dream realm this time. Tang Clan spent a huge sum to borrow the emotion path Immortal Gu and entrusted hope in her. The result was ice-cold disappointment. Although the Immortal Gu was useful and could suppress my emotions, preventing the dream realm from drawing them out, this also made me an outsider. I was always in the outskirts of the dream's core. This time, I did not even manage to discover brother's identity. As she sat on the bed, Tang Miao tended to her injuries as she said solemnly, Sigh. It seems that dream path Gu worms are needed to explore dream realms. But our Tang clan has already explored the dream realm for 60 years. We have only created over a dozen dream realm mortal Gu. They are all rank 3 and below. More than half of them have extremely limited use. More specifically, only 4 or 5 are suited for dream realm exploration. The hardest part was the start, especially at this initial stage. It was extremely difficult. The pioneers were moving forward without certainty. Every small step was a huge success. Regarding Dream Path, nobody had any experience. Their knowledge was like sheets of blank paper. Once they passed this difficult initial step and accumulated enough experience, their advantage would become larger, like a rolling snowball. Towards the middle to late stage, their advantage would be clear. The difficulty of researching Dream Path would be greatly reduced. In Fang Yuan's memories, there was a time when a new Dream Path goo worm was created every day. The varieties were as numerous as the stars in the sky. That was a time when Dream Path was flourishing like flowers in spring. In human history, each of these grand eras would lead to the birth of a supreme expert. According to the prophecy of 3 venerables, this grand expert should be Great Dream Immortal Venerable. But Fang Yuan did not live until Great Dream Immortal Venerable appeared. Speaking of which, at this initial stage, Tang clan was already at the lead of the era. Even when compared to the 10 great ancient sects of Central Continent, their progress was among the highest. But the limitations of this era greatly restricted them. It was like a blind man walking down a path. Without any clues, they could only explore step by step. After endless effort was spent, they only had a small result. Over a dozen Dream Path Mortal Goo. And among these results, the truly useful Dream Path Mortal Goo were extremely few. For example, on Earth, a newly created experimental product would be very far from military usage, and even further from civilian use. Moreover, this innovation and exploration was not possible for every Goo Immortal. One needed talent and aptitude. In this aspect, Goo Immortals who only followed certain rules were useless. Without a creative mind, they were inferior to even mortal Goo Masters. Tang clan had many Goo Immortals, but only Tang Fong Ming was suited for this. These dozen or so Dream Path Mortal Goo were mostly his creation. One could say that he was the main force behind Tang clan's dream realm exploration. The regretful thing was, Tang Fong Ming was trapped in the dream realm now. Because of this, Tang clan's progress had come to a halt. Tang Fong Ming's body was intact. The clan's Goo Immortals were protecting it. But his soul that was in the dream realm had already left his body. It had vanished. Once one was trapped in the dream realm, their soul would weaken continuously, weakening until they died. The Tang clan Goo Immortals, especially Tang Miao, were extremely anxious, but there was nothing they could do. How is my brother now? After stabilizing her injuries, Tang Miao asked. The Supreme Elders looked at each other. One of them spoke with much difficulty. We can protect his body, but there are almost no guts goo in the market. We can't buy them any longer. Tang Miao frowned, asking anxiously, what is going on? The Goo Immortal from earlier replied, you know that there is only one person selling guts goo. It is a monopoly. But not long ago, this seller stopped releasing the product into the market for an unknown reason. Even though there are still guts goo in the market, without the source supplier, it is drying out. Right now, the market cannot satisfy our demands. Guts goo was among the best methods to strengthen the soul and had no drawbacks, and most importantly, it took effectiveness quickly. Spectral Soul Demon Venerable had once commented, this was the #1 soul strengthening method in the world. He was absolutely right. For Tang Fong Ming, Guts Goo was the method to save his life. Without Guts Goo, Brother Will, Tang Miao was anxious. Her tone was flustered as she said with a shred of hope, asking, why are they not selling it? Is there so little circulation in the market? This time, Tang Clan First Supreme Elder spoke. We had contacted the seller and promised huge profits, but there was no response. These last days, the Guts Goo that are preserving Tang Fong Ming's life are the remaining Guts Goo in the market that our tribe is purchasing with a huge sum. By now, the Guts Goo supply has dried out. Barely any is left. Tang Miao heard this, and her heart sank to rock bottom. Her breathing became rough. Tang Clan had ordinary soul strengthening methods. Earlier, before Guts Goo were sold in Treasure Yellow Heaven, they used these methods to preserve Tang Fong Ming's life. But now, Tang Fong Ming was too deep in the dream. His soul was weakening too quickly. These methods were becoming useless. The recovery could not keep up with his weakening. Without Guts Goo, Tang Fongming would die in his dream. What could they do? Tang Miao gritted her teeth. She frowned as she stared at these Gu immortals deeply. I don't care. If you guys didn't give brother that mission back then, he would not be like this. Now that he is this state, are you going to just watch? You can't say that. What do you mean just watch? These years, we in Tang clan had spent so much effort and finances to preserve Tang Fongming's life. You are also one of us. You saw everything for yourself. Third Supreme Elder retorted. He listed many examples. They were not false. He had the evidence and proof of their actions. I don't care. Tang Miao's eyebrows were in a frown. Her indigo color eyes were gathering rage. Even though the surface was calm, it was deep like an abyss. Third Supreme Elder, say no more. First Supreme Elder stretched out his hand and stopped him. Third Supreme Elder stopped speaking, as First Supreme Elder sighed deeply while gazing at Tang Miao, who was extremely furious and stubborn. Tang Fongming and Tang Miao had a close sibling relationship. All of the Tang clan Gu immortals knew this. This pair of siblings were once stripped of their statuses and mercilessly abandoned when they were young. The siblings went through much hardship and survived. Due to a fortuitous encounter, the brother, Tang Fongming, became a Gu immortal, while his sister, Tang Miao, became a rank 5 peak stage Gu master. The two charged back to Tang clan to take revenge. The Tang clan Gu immortals appeared and mediated with Tang Fongming. Eventually, they sacrificed a band of mortal higher-ups and managed to obtain the return of Tang Fongming. Compared to a Gu immortal, even if the sacrifice was a huge number of mortals, what was that worth? Tang Fongming understood the situation. He joined Tang clan and used the clan's help to make his sister, Tang Miao, a Gu immortal. But Tang Miao was not as big-hearted as her brother. She still had negative preconceptions against Tang clan. She had hidden resentment and indignation. Right now, when her brother's life was at stake, any sort of explanation was useless to her. Thus, First Supreme Elder said to Tang Miao with a sorrowful expression, I discussed this with the elders for 3 days and 3 nights. There are only 3 ways to help Fongming now. What 3 ways? Tang Miao's expression softened. She immediately asked, the best method is to find an ancient soul beast and kill it. By fusing its soul into Fongming's body, we can use killer moves to nourish his soul with that soul, allowing Fongming to survive this ordeal. The second best method is to use the blood path immortal Gu in the clan to use a method of sensing, forcibly retrieving Fongming's soul. As for the worst method, it is to find that lone cultivator, White Sea Shaw, for help. After First Supreme Elder finished his words, the bitter expression on his face intensified. Tang Miao listened and fell into deep silence. After a while, she laughed grimly, raising her head and sending them out. I need to think about this. Elders, please go back first. As the Gu immortals left one by one, only Tang Miao was left. She laughed again, tears falling from her eyes. They were showing a cold, mocking expression. What best method? Once we use it, even if we succeed, the souls would fuse and you will be neither man nor beast. As for the second method, the chances of success are less than 30%. Even if we do not fail, the soul called back would be greatly damaged. You might not even recognize me, your own sister. As for the last solution, there is some hope in that. Although that White Sea Shaw is a lone cultivator, he has incredible dream path proficiency. Even brother praised him many times in private. But to ask him for help, we will have to pay a huge price. These old fogies are saying that only because they are concerned about the paradise earth immortal venerable inheritance that us siblings have in our hands. Indeed, only this inheritance can move White Sea Shaw. Thinking of this, Tang Miao wiped the tears on her face. Brother, I will not give up. Even if I have to sacrifice this inheritance, I will save you. Tang Miao sat on her bed. Even in the dim lighting, she still had the beauty of a flower.